Welcome back, everyone. Okay, let's get this thing put together and work on that stand. Before we get on to the final assembly, let's show you how I got this thing all put together. Okay, so I modified the stand so it has this on there where you can run the wiring down. I'm just going to put a little switch on the back here, and the power plug for the power will go right here. Okay, so I got the plug here, got the switch. The switch will go here. I think I'll be putting this plug right over here. Okay, so I got it marked out there where I need to put that. And for the little switch right there, just got to drill out. There we go. The switch in there. The plug. Everything looks good. Okay, so let's get these pieces in place now. And now I need to get the red LED in here. Alright, so we got those done now. I got a 100 ohm resistor on the reds. Okay, so I got the resistors on the lower pulse phasers as well. So I decided what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a plunger switch in the stand here where you push it down, the phasers will fire. Instead of them just being on all the time, you have to push the plunger down to get them to work. So I'm going to have two circuits I got to make, one for the navigation and one for the pulse phasers. So that's what I got to do. Okay, so what I need to do right now is I need to drill a hole here. You can see where the stand goes thicker here. I need that thickness to be able to fit the switch into. So it's going to go right here. And it's already a silver color, so I don't really need to paint it. It's like one of those don't push that button scenarios. In the Defiance case, that would be deadly. for whoever's on the receiving end. Okay, so that is set. We push down, we fire. I guess the next step now is to build the circuit I need. Okay, so we got two LM555CN flasher chips, the sockets here that go with them, two transistors. Let's see, the 2N3904s, and we got 6 1K resistors, 3 for each circuit and the circuit board, and then we got the capacitors here, whichever ones I need to test what I'm going to use. So I already have a made up breadboard here for the circuit for me to do the test of the capacitor that operates the light here. So I just do find out which one I want to use. Now I'm going to provide a link to the video of how I build this circuit, and you can check it out down below. Alright, the board is now done. So this is the navigation lighting, and this one here fires the phasers. So I got them on their own separate power source. So it'll go here, like around here. And see, for the phasers I gotta have a line that goes down, that goes to the switch here and to the power. So I gotta run the negative and the positive lines down to go to the stand. This in here, however, does not need to. I can just tie it into the circuits over here that power up the lighting and everything, and that'll take care of that. And I think that's all I really need to do. Okay, I got the lines here hooked together for all the navigation. I got this here that goes down to the circuit board. That's ready to go. I'm just going to tie the pulse phasers here in together. Okay, got the pulse phasers tied together. Got this line here that goes down to the bottom of where the circuit is. Okay, looking good. So I got the pulse phasers here hooked up to the board. Just got to hook up the navigational lighting, but I won't be able to do that because all the wiring is in the top part of the hull, and I can't do that until I'm ready to put the model together. So I got the positive wire running down. That'll go to the plunger switch. And I got the negative hooked in there. This here is all hooked in. It's ready to go. Got the 2 wires here for the navigation lighting. This thing's looking good. Okay, I'm just going to put the model on the stand here just to see if it's how it's going to sit. Very good. Okay, so the positive here, gonna leave a little bit of slack on it because you don't want any issues with wires getting broken or something like that. Now we got this positive here that goes over here to the plunger switch. Again, a little bit of slack. Just adding a little bit of glue to the wire. so in case anything moves, it won't snap off. I've got this negative line here. It goes over to the negative on the power. The plug here is wired the other way around backwards, so I had to move the wires to the other poles. And now, ta-da, lighting up beautifully. Woohoo! Okay, so I got the light area in there, tied into the main lines. Light test. There we go. Oh, mama. Dang, that looks good. Okay, so everything looks good there. Looks good here. I'd say we're all ready to put these things back together and then put the two halves together. So I'm just going to tie in the pulse phasers here with the other lines. Flashers here, navigational flashers. Still can't quite put that together yet. Just need to do another light test here. Oh, right. Okay, get it all plugged in there. Do a quick light test before I do any closing up. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh man, that's beautiful. Okay, got everything all hooked up here. Let's just do a light test and see if these pulse phasers are working as well. That's good. They're all working fine. Okay. Okay, I did have a bit of an issue with the model here. I went and closed up the parts, but the flasher wasn't working. It's working now. The reason was the resistors were not a high enough level and the LEDs fried. So I replaced them with new LEDs and I put a 100 ohm resistor on there. There was only a 46 on it before and it seems to be working now. They're just as bright as before, the lights, so Yeah, I'm just going to finish putting this all back together and then rewire it up and then put it back. Before I glue it back together, I'm going to do one more quick light test just to make sure. There we go. Okay, we got it all together. Let's do another light test. Let's just make sure that the navigation lighting is actually going to be flashing. Look at that. It's working. It's working. Let's try the pulse phasers here. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Look at that. Impulse engines. Few areas there that I need to putty to keep the light from leaking through, but yeah. Now the last stage is getting it all painted to make it look like the original thing. The model has had time to set now. Just going around smoothing off the hull. For the join lines, I'm just cleaning up the putty around the edges here on the insides and get that nice and clean, and do a little bit of touch-up painting. Okay, so I got all that done now. All the putty shaved down. It's smooth now. Just got to put on a dark gray around the join lines, and then do a final hull color paint over top of that. Probably take 2 coats at least, just so everything meshes in nice. And then we can start on the rest of the paint job over top of the hull. I'm going to be using an intermediate blue for around the edges here. It seems to be the darkest and the best color to use to block the light that might still come through, at least from my experience. Okay, let's just turn the lights on to see if there's any light spillage, and then just use the paint over the areas where it's still popping through. Okay, so you can even see here little points in here where the light still bled through just a little bit. It could have been, I guess, some of the internal covering there got scraped off when I had to replace some of the bulbs from the LEDs and stuff. But everything else is done there. Just got light bleed through around the corners there, so I just got to add a little bit of putty in the edges there on that one as well to cover up the light coming through there. Overall, it looks pretty good. There's still a few spots here and there, but it looks good. At least I got majority of the light from coming through now. Okay, so I put the putty in around that area here on both sides. Gotta let that set. And then I can paint that around there. I just gotta let everything set now. And then the areas when I do the final coat of paint, I'm gonna have to mask off areas where I don't want to get covered. Like on the fronts, on the backs. Looks not too bad though. Okay, so, and I'll have the stand here all covered as well. Just masking tape, don't want any paint on that. Looks good though. Okay. Okay, the models turned out not too bad. Got pretty good coverage. I'm just going around doing the touch-up paintings in these areas here now. And any areas that need it in the back. You can see on the front here there was still some light bleedage. Is that a word? And so once that sets, do some final touch-up painting on those areas there. It's looking really good. Okay, I took this piece off here because I forgot I had to put the putty in here because there was a lot of light bleed through in that area there. So gotta let that set and then use my intermediate blue paint around it and then do the hull color on over top of that, and then I can put this unit back. Now getting on with the hull painting, I had to draw in some areas here that I will be painting separately here. A lot of the stuff has already got the outlines for it on the hull here, but in the front here I just used a pencil mark it in, and then I paint those on. The model's coming along quite nicely there, so I'm going to let this set before I do any more painting. The last thing I need to do is painting along, and then my hand touches something like that, and then it smears it. I don't want to do that, so I'm going to let this first bit set. Ship is coming along nicely, looking really good. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. And there we go, looking very, very nice. And there we go, looking really good, boys and girls. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, mamma mia. Woo! Damn, that looks so good. You can see it's fire. Oh yeah. Okay, we've started on the decals now and getting those things on. Looking good so far. Let's keep it going. Go. Takes care of the underside of the Defiant. Now we can do the top. Okay, now this last one is one great big piece, so I'm going to put it on in 3 sections. I'm going to cut it here, in here, get these lines on either side first, and then the final stage there. And there we go. Looking mighty fine. Oh yeah. So now I just got to let these dry, and once they set, I'm going to do a clear coat, seal everything in all around. Then I will do the weathering on the model, all the different areas around here, just to give it that extra well-used look. And that will complete the ship. One more light test here. It's good. Not bad. Fire phasers. There's a button. There it is. Looks good. Not bad. Very nice. Now for weathering, using Q-tip, a little bit of that, and just rub it on to the different areas with the paneling. Just gently run over the surface where the paneling is. You can barely see it, but it's just slightly there. Some areas would be a little bit darker, other areas a little lighter. It just adds to the model so much more. And you see, I don't have very much on there, because you don't need much. You just make it out, the different hull paneling. And there we have it, another build done. I hope you enjoyed. I had fun putting this puppy together. Please like, subscribe, comment, don't forget to share, and click that notification bell for any future uploads. I'll see you all again later in the next build.